Assalamu alaikum, this is Parosh, and as I told you in my previous tutorial that I would add some animation on my menu, and in everywhere I would add some animation, and today I'm gonna do it. And one thing I'll also do that I will use a button or something like that, or a movie clip to reduce sound. Before starting this tutorial, I would like to show you something that here, when the player hit the maze, here I have a problem. The problem is, let me test it and show you what is the problem. Test. Yes. And when I play, no, this is not the first level. I need to open the first level. So here I'll change game level 5 to 1. Control test it. And I don't know whether you are listening or hearing my voice, because the sound is too loud. Let me show you one technique to reduce the volume, and later on I will use that technique to have for volume slider or whatever you may call. Let me show you first that one. If I type here anywhere inside this event listener, I will type here sound mixture dot sound transform transform equal to new sound transform, and the sound transformation will be 1 to 0, and I think the sound will not be playing for this code because I made it 0. Let me test it. I did it so that you will listen to my words. No, it is still showing the sound. Did I make any mistake? Sorry, 0 first, and then save it, test it. Now it is working. I did it because the sound is so loud and you can't hear my words, so I did it. And now I'm gonna show you the problem. What is the problem? The problem is, take the player, and if I go here, you see the player, almost half of the body of the player is touching the maze, but it is not showing the game over. That means it is not working. So I have to fix this one, then I will do the rest of the tutorial. And now, so here when player hit the maze, just I don't need this rotation, just delete this one, and also this curly brace, and this one, and this curly brace too, and save it. If I test it, it should work. Test, play, and if I do the same thing here, yes, now it is working fine. and that was the problem. Nobody commented me on my video about that, but I feel myself that I should fix it, and I did it now. And now I'm gonna make controller first, then I'll make some animation of the other movie clips or whatever you can say. But first I'm gonna make something to control the sound. Okay, so here I'll make it on my menu class, game menu. When I'll make this controller here, and if I control it here, it will automatically control from everywhere. Okay, like this. You see, when I test the movie, I've got the sound, and here the sound is gone because for that code I typed inside the enter frame utilization. Here when game over, here is also sound is not available, and when I back to the menu, sound is not available. So I'll make a sound controller here so that it controls sound from every frames. Okay, so double click, go inside that movie clip, select the background, lock the background, and I will take another layer here and rename the layer SND control, and then I'll draw something here. Okay, but first I have to select the rectangle tool, and then I'll select the stroke, and I want the color should be this one, and then I would like to have the stroke size. First let me draw something, and I'll change the stroke size here by selecting the stroke. I'll make it a little bit thicker, like 2 will be not, I want it to be 3. Okay, and I'm satisfied with that, and I want it to be height 35, no, 40 would be better, and width I want it to be 8. Okay, it is done, and let me zoom it in, and then by selecting this, I'll convert it to a symbol and name it pick, and press OK, and I'll give it an instant name, sound pick, and then I'll double click and go inside that sound pick and copy and paste a couple of times, and then I'll select the line tool and pressing shift I'll draw a line that would be better, and then I'll selecting this and I'll delete unnecessary lines, and also these lines and fill color, Okay, it is something like, it looks like the mobile tower. It doesn't matter, it's okay, I think. And if I test it, how should it look? I see. I think it is okay. Yes, it is okay. Should I change the color a little bit darker? Okay, by selecting this, I'll change the stroke color to be little bit darker. If I test it now, let me see, and I think it will do, because this color is black. If I choose black, it will not be visible. Okay, so I select this color so that I may see the lines. And should I make this line little bit thinner? Okay, if I test it now, and I think it is done. Okay, now I'll name this layer pics, and then I'll insert a keyframe, and selecting the first fill color, I'll delete, and then insert another keyframe, then delete the second, insert another keyframe, and delete the third one, insert another keyframe, the fourth, and insert another keyframe and delete the fifth. Okay, but the color, I think I should make it lighter. It is not visible as I expected, so I think I should change it. Okay, if I test it, nothing will happen, but it will keep running like this. Okay. Okay. And now go inside that sound peak as I named, and insert a layer, rename the layer action, and selecting the first frame of the layer, type stop, and then copy and paste once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5th times, and it is done. And now I'll insert another keyframe, another layer, and lock those 2 layers, and then I'll select the rectangle again, get rid of the stroke color, and change this color. You can take any color you'd like to, and I'll draw something like this. This is what I did because I want some area to be clicked here, because it has gap, you see. And selecting this, I'll change the alpha to 0, and now it is done. And lock this one too, save it. And you know, here on the main game, this code I used to stop the sound, and I will use this code to control the sound. Okay, control the volume of the sound. So I'll cut it. I don't need it here any longer, and then selecting game menu in, right click, and I'll edit the class, and here I have to import something for the sound, otherwise that code will not be working. So I'll here type import flash dot media dot sound, import flash dot media dot sound mixture, and one thing, import flash dot media dot sound channel, and that will do. I have to add a click event listener for that pick I made for the sound. So here I'll type the instant name of that movie clip is sound pick, I think, dot add event listener, add event stener, and this time it will be mouse event dot click, and function name should be control sound. Makes sense, I think. And now here I'll type the function control sound event mouse event, and here I'll just type sound pick dot go to and stop sound pick dot current frame plus 1, but I have to give a condition here saying if sound pick dot current frame greater than 1, then this condition should be applied. Okay, and if I test it now, I should see when I click the sound pick it should change it frames. Okay, control test. No, it is not working. It should have been, because current frame here I have made the false condition, less than 5. Now it will work, I think, because the first frame is 1 and it is now in 1, so yes, and the last one is not working because I have to change condition here. 6, if I say, now it is working, and now I will use this to control the sound, and here I'll type if sound pick, and this is I'm typing inside the event enter frame event listener. You see, if sound pick dot current frame equal to 1, then paste that code and change it to 1 to 0. Put another condition. If sound peak dot current frame equal to 2, then make it 0.7 and 0, and copy it again, paste it, change it to 3, change it to 5, I think. You can change any number you'd like to, and when it is 4, change it to 3. When it is 5, change it to 1. Let me see how many frames are there. Sorry guys, I forgot. 1 2 3 4 5 6. And when it is 6, and it will be 0 or here. Okay, let me see whether it works or not. Save it, test it. It is not working, some problem. Sound mixture, sound transform, new sound transform. Here, oh, here I have to import media dot sound transform, not channel. Sound transform. Now it will work. And sound is reducing and totally muted, and if I play, result is the same. If I test it again, and play, you see the sound has been, the volume of the sound has been reduced, and that is what I was looking for. But one thing I have to still do is, when everything is muted, I want to go back to the 100% sound. If I click after muting, okay, okay, so here when I click here, I'll just type if sound peak dot current frame equal to 6 or 5 6, sound peak dot go to and stop 1. Let me see, test it. I have to change here 6. 1 2 3 4 5 6, greater than 5. If I type here greater than 5, then no, it is not working. I have here 1 2 3 4 5 6 frames, and this one is the last one, but here I have to make, if I type here equal to 6, it will not work, because here I have said that sound peak current frame less than 6, and that means when the current frame less than 6 it will increase, but here I have said sound peak dot current frame equal to 6. That means it is not going to the 6. So I have to change the condition here, saying if I type here greater than 6, I do not have the 6 frame, 7 number 7 frame. Yes, that is why, and that's why I have to make an empty frame. Empty frame. And then change the condition and see whether it works or not. And now it is working. And now it is working, I think, and I think you have understood what I have done here. Very simple thing. Okay, and now I want to put this sound peak into position, because I want this game to be on full screen. So first I'll make it full screen, and then I'll place my sound peak wherever I want to. But first let me inform you, this background, I have make this background longer width, you see, 1000 width. Height is exactly the same, because if your background is smaller, or as your stage is, and if you want to make your game or application on full screen mode, it shows stage color, and my color is white, and let me show you, my background is exactly 1000, 1005, 1000.5, whatever, it doesn't matter, 1000 or 1000.5. if I make it smaller, like my stage background 800, and if I align it and if I test it now, you can see that let me bring this sound controller inside the stage, inside the background. Okay, and if I test it now, you'll see that the white, as my stage original color is white, you'll see left hand side and right hand side the white background. And if I make it full screen, you see white background, and if I change the color, and the color will be changing. You see, and that is why I made my stage background 1000. And now I'll back to the previous. Yes, it is done. And I want you guys to make your background 1002, so that you may not face this problem while you make your game or application full screen mode. And now I'd like to have some animation for all of these items like this text, this everything. So for the text, this is just a static text, and for this text I have to make this text a movie clip. So selecting it, right click, convert to symbol, make it a movie clip, name it title or game title, makes sense I think, and give it an instant name saying the same game title. And I don't need to do other convert these things because these are already a movie clip itself. And now I will open the class of the game menu, right click, edit class, and here I'll import twin class for animate my menu. And this is most important thing, because inside the class the import thing doesn't, this class will not automatically import, while when you import something, when you write a function on the frame, sometimes it imports automatically whatever it needs, but here inside this class you have to import everything. So first I'll import twin class, typing import fl.transition.twin, and another one import fl.transition.easing.time, semicolon. And now I'll make a variable for my twin. So I'll type public, you can type private or public, anything you'd like to, because I don't need to access this. So I'll type public var t:twin, and here I'll also need to have another variable for make my animation, give my animation a timing. So I will make another variable public var duration, the common thing, not duration actually, it would be counter, because I have used counter everywhere. Integer equal to be 0. And now I need to increase this counter. So I will create a custom function, or I can make it here. Let me show you how to create custom function inside a class. So here custom function of animate menu function public function animate void, and I want the counter increased first, then I'll type if counter equal to 5. I want that this game title will be t equal to new twin, and new twin will be the game title, and alpha, very simple, and it will be strong.is out, and it will be start from 0 to 1, that means 100% and 1.5 seconds. Okay, and if I execute this function inside this enter frame event listener, and if I test it, control test, you can see something, you can see nothing, because I have increased the counter, and 0 to 1 it should be showing me something when I test the movie. Is there any problem that I have made? Animate, and this is the custom function. Counter is increased, counter equal to 5, game title alpha. Let me test once again. Nothing happened. What is the problem? Okay, first let's make my game title invisible at the outset. So when this class is added, type game title dot visible equal to false, and here when counter equal to 5, then make it true, and let's see, and I think it is working. You see, yes, it is working. That is what I wanted. And now for this button, this button, this button, and this one. So the name of this button is play button. Copy this. I don't need to copy this, I will just copy all of this and change it to 10, and change game title to play button, and also change it here, and make this play button invisible when added, false, and copy this once more, paste it, and now for the about button, just make it true and change it and make it 15, and copy this one and paste it here, change it to false, and copy all of this once more, paste, change it to, the name of this button is score button, change it, copy this, go up and paste it, change it to false, and for this sound peak, so first copy everything and sound peak, did I make the spelling correct? Sorry, this one, sound peak, I will not take any risk. And copy this, paste it, make it false, and 15, let me change it, 5, 15, 20, 25, and 30. If everything is alright, then we'll be able to see the animation on the menu. Control test, yes, and it is working. Yes, and it is working fine, but I do not want to play the sound at the outset. I want to play the sound after all of these animations. So here I'll type if counter equal to 35, then cut it here and paste it here. That means after all the animation, the sound movie clip will be added on the inside this game menu or this class. And if I test it, yes, and that is what I wanted. Yes, yes, and that's it. And I think that is okay for the this tutorial. And in the next tutorial I'll just make the last video of this tutorial, and in that tutorial I'll be showing you all of the stage animation. You have got the idea how I made this animation, so you can make your own animation on the game complete win or game over win. And I will make all of this animation, and also I'll add a loader here. And I'm not going to show you this loader because I have a previous tutorial about how to make a loader, so I'm not going to do this. I will complete everything and then I'll show you some tips for this game in the last tutorial. And I hope you like this tutorial, and if you like this tutorial, please do subscribe me, put a lot of comments, share this video, and that's it. Assalamu alaikum.